guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing this SAWEETIE-Inspired makeup look. My Beyonce style makeup was not a tutorial, but this one it definitely is. I had a lot of fun doing this. I love doing dramatic makeup looks like this every once in a while. Stay tuned if you're interested in how to do this SAWEETIE style makeup. Whenever I do bold eye looks like this, I like to do eyes first. That way if I get any fallout or mess up anything, then I can just wipe it on away. I am going to use this palette from Morphe, this LA Girls palette, and this Maybelline palette. I think the one from Morphe is gonna be my best bet, but if I need to dip into the other palettes, obviously I will. So let's open this up. I really am gonna try and mimic, I'll show you guys on the screen what eye look that she has in this picture, but it is so glowy, so insane. Only thing is her eyes are a lot bigger than mine, so she has a lot more room to work with. My eyes are pretty small, so I'm gonna do my best. Let's get into these eyes. The first thing I'm gonna do actually is just go in with a sort of whitish shade to kind of get a good base going, and just literally go in with my finger and just tap that all over my eyelid, just so that we have a nice light base and so that all of the color comes through when we put on all the eyeshadow. I'm just gonna go in with a small brush like this. Hopefully there's not much makeup on it. And then I'm just gonna use this brown and start working it into my crease. Not really my crease, almost just above it, because like I said, she does have a little bit bigger eyes than I do. Because I don't have as much room to work with my eye shape, I have to kind of honestly get into like my eyebrow area and use that as eyelid space, even though it's really not. But that will help kind of give the effect that she has in her eye look. I keep saying I wish I had a more burnt orange eyeshadow color. That would go perfect with this eye look today, but I do not. So we're just gonna work with what I have. Probably won't look exactly the same, but it'll look pretty similar. I'm gonna go in with this kind of orangey-ish brown from the LA Girls palette, and honestly I just use the same brush, and then I'm gonna blend that above where I just put all that eyeshadow, almost near my brow bone. I don't know if can you guys see? Let me come close. Literally right here is where I'm blending this out right now. I'm trying to make this more of a tutorial style video, just to sort of change things up. Not all of these videos are going to be tutorial style, but just in case anyone's looking for a SAWEETIE makeup tutorial, here it is. Okay, that's all blended. Now I'm going to cut the crease. So in case you don't know what a cut crease is, you are about to learn. How you do it is you basically take a super light concealer, and I like to start by putting it on the back of my hand, just like that. And you want to go in with almost sort of a flat-ish brush. So this one is literally the perfect cut crease brush. Dip into that just a little bit. You don't want too much. I kind of like to wipe some off, just a tad. And you're basically gonna cut out the shape that you want your eyeshadow to be in, if that makes sense. So I kind of want the eyeshadow to go on the eyelid above and come out in almost a wing style. So that's the shape that I'm going to cut out my eyelid. It's kind of one thing that you have to watch to get. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but you can watch me. Hopefully you can sort of pick up what I'm trying to say. And I like to go in little tapping motions. I feel like that helps with application, because I feel like when I drag it, it can mess things up. So if I tap it, it feels like I'm in more control. And for this, instead of going straight from my inner corner of my eye, I'm gonna almost go like past it, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in a second. See how instead of going from in here, I went out right here and went out like that, rather than going from right at the inner corner of my eye and going like up and around. And then the wing, you wanna make sure is on point. For the wing, it's probably easier to drag rather than tap. I'm just gonna come up here and just wing things out. Okay, now that it's in the shape that I want, next thing we do is add eyeshadow. I'm gonna go and do my other eye off camera, and then I'll come back when we want to add the eyeshadow. Okay, I'm back. Sometimes to clean things up, I'll go in with that same brush that had some of the color on it and just kind of follow that cut crease, just in case I accidentally got some concealer in places that I didn't want concealer. Okay, great. Now we're ready to start adding our eyeshadow. I have this like gold right here, but I feel like it might be a little bit too dramatic, so I'm gonna go in with this more champagne shimmer color. I think this gold would actually be better. I like to go in with a smaller dense brush when I'm doing cut creases, and then I grab some setting spray and I just spray my brush I dip into the color that I want. Spraying the brush just kind of makes the eyeshadow obviously wet, which makes it a little bit more pigmented. I grab some of that. I tap a little bit off the back of my hand to make sure that it's as pigmented as I want. And I just go in. It almost makes your shimmer like a paint. And basically what I'm doing is applying that shimmer everywhere I cut out my crease. And even taking it out, following that wing that we made. And I might even go in with an even smaller brush like this. Okay, a really small brush, it's not focusing, just so that I can get that edge part really, really crisp. I'm gonna go in with a little bit darker of a shimmer shade. Debating which one to use. And I'm gonna put that on the outer part of my eye, because she kind of has like a gradient effect. So I'm gonna try and do that as well. And trust me, you might think that things are looking crazy. Lashes and liner really hide a lot. So if you're getting to this point and you're following along with this video and you're feeling like it's not looking how you want it, just see it through, because you'll be surprised how it looks at the end. I already have a lot of fallout going on, but that's totally fine because we don't have any makeup on the rest of our face. I'm gonna take this brightening shade and put it sort of in the center, just like a little bit in the center. On the inner part of my eye, I'm gonna put this super bright champagne-y color with a really small brush. I'm gonna spray this also and just going right like that. Okay, here's what things are looking like. No eyeliner. You might be thinking, what is going on? Trust me, it's gonna come together. I'm gonna do the other eye and come back for the liner and the lashes and the base. All right, both eyes are done. Going in and removing the fallout. This is the perfect time to shape out your wing. Just like that. Just use the makeup wipe. Now it's time for eyeliner. Personally, the hardest part for me, because getting everything to look even is such a struggle, but I feel like since it's already kind of shaped out, it should be a little bit easier. She sort of goes for more of a thicker wing, so that's kind of what I'm gonna try and do, starting with the tail. I literally always say, if you mess up the part of your eyeshadow that's on the outer edge, it literally doesn't matter because you can fix it, and I'll show you how. I have here a wet Q-tip. Like on the edge, it's not as clean as I would like. And I'm just going to re-carve that out, clean it up. And now she's literally perfect. I do this all the time with eye looks like this. Here's the look. Time for brows. For brows, it's clearly a very bold, dramatic brow look, because you gotta match the rest of what's going on and everything else is bold. And she kind of has that like box-shaped brow, just following the shape of my brow pretty much. Honestly, might overline my brows a little bit just to make them a little bit thicker looking, because I have super thin brows. Filling them in pretty dark. Brows are nice and filled in and dark. Way darker than I would usually go for. And now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my e.l.f. brow lift. And by a little bit, I honestly mean a little bit. I don't like brush this through my brows. I kind of just like tap it on top. Super lightly on top of the brow. Now time for the easy part, the base. I'm gonna go back in with my glowy super gel just because I obviously wiped some off. Then we all already know my House Labs foundation. I mean, you might not know, but real ones know. I stand by this. And I think I just used a half pump on each part of my face. It's full coverage, but it's not too much. She has a nice bright under eye, so I'm gonna go in with my Born This Way concealers. First one in shade Chai. Second one is brighter in shade Chestnut. While that sets, I'm gonna go in with this Tarte contour. And then I like to blend this out first. That way the concealer can kind of seamlessly blend into my contour. It's honestly just personal preference. I don't think it really matters an insane amount. Sorry if you guys can hear that dinging in the background. I think it's the dishwasher, but I took all the dishes out, so I don't know why it's complaining. Always want to blend into your hairline. Also, highly recommend getting this brush from Patrick Ta. It blends my contour out like a dream. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna take a smaller little sponge and blend out this under eye. Being very careful about the eyeliner situation I've got going on. I love this concealer. I feel like a lot of people hate on it. Not sure why. If you're in the market for a more full coverage concealer, this is perfect. And just look how it sits under my eye. Gorge. I feel like this video is so much more serious compared to my other one. This is me in like tutorial mode. My other one is me in like yap. If you are just kind of watching and you want a more meaningless yap video, definitely go check out my Beyonce makeup video. That one is a lot more yap. You wanna know how to do a cut crease? Ooh. Yep, you know where to go. Right here, honey. And honestly, I think I want to brain up right here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this born this way. But right here, to kind of carve out that contour. Back in with this brush to blend out the nose. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush and then I'm gonna take some of my Say bronzer and just put a little bit of this throughout my face. Literally just taking this much and bronzing up my face with that. And I like this brush because it's a little bit more precise. Here's what her base is looking like so far. She does not have an insane amount of blush on. She kind of has it lower on her cheekbones. I'm gonna take a little bit of this e.l.f. and mix that in with the Say. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. The blush is a little bit orangey, I think, but she does bring it out here. She has more of a cheekbone than I do. Nothing I can really do about that, but I can copy the placement. And unfortunately, she's not put any on the nose. You guys know that kills me. Okay, now time to powder. I'm gonna mix my Morphe pink powder and my One Size powder. This combo has just been hitting lately. Don't forget to dab it off on the back of your hand a little bit. There you go. In. Under the eye especially, because we want that nice and bright. Mainly focus the powder in the highlighting parts of the face, at least this brightening powder. And then the Morphe is more for the rest of the face, where we don't want things so bright. Now we've got our One Size, mattifying everything. Okay, what are you guys thinking so far? I think it looks really good, but that's just my personal opinion. Now we're on to the finishing touches. I'm gonna dip into the same brush. I'm gonna grab one of these because she has a super white blinding highlight. I don't have a highlighter like that, but I do have eyeshadow. So I'm gonna grab that. Literally, boom, like a exclamation point on her nose. Literally like that. So bright. Blush, she doesn't do too much, honestly. And on the nose. Going in with this One Size contour, and I'm honestly just gonna mix all three. Putting on a little bit. She doesn't do too much of this either, it looks like. Lashes are on. I'm gonna go in with this brown lip liner first. And then I'm gonna put this MAC lip gloss in the middle. And then last is the Say on top. Okay, and this is the final look, my Sweetie makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had so much fun filming this, but you guys let me know if you want more tutorial style videos like this one or more chat style videos like my last one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it all the way through, comment a candy emoji down below because Sweetie. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.